So I was like, I kind of gave up on that. But I came to LA with $50 in a dream, and 10 weeks later, I was in the Mary Jane Girls.
Well, hold on, slow it down. Let's because we have somebody out there, I'm sure, that is in that same position, Miss Maxie, that
Hmm.
is wanting to chase their dreams. They're
Yes.
just scared. They want to step out on faith. So take us back. Take us back to that moment you made that decision where you was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this $50 and I'm gonna hit this road, and I don't know what's gonna happen. But take us
Right.
to that. Walk us through that moment.
I actually had a friend who saw it in me and wanted to bring me to LA. Him and his
Hmm.
wife were customers of mine while I was bartending in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And he said, "You know what? You have what it takes." Because I would sing in the bar and I would dance around everything. They say, "You have a lot of talent. We think you have what I think you have what it takes." So he made a trip to LA, and I had $50 in my pocket. He got me a plane ticket, brought me out to LA. I stayed with his mother for like
Wow.
2 weeks, and then he was able to help me try to find a job, and that's where I landed a job bartending in a little go-go lounge down in Hollywood, California.
Wow.
And that's where I met Candy. So God doesn't make any mistakes, but um, I I do
Candy from the
know that
group. Not to interrupt you, but that's where you met Candy from the group, right?
that's where I met Candy from the group. Yes,
Gotcha.
she was moonlighting in the club at night. I believe she was a secretary in the day. I
Hmm.
know she was a writer at Motown back. She was from Detroit. I know she was a writer at Motown, and we became friends. And she disappeared. Wondered where she had gone, and then she came back and visited one day when I was at work, and then she said, "Oh," I said, "Where have you been?" And she said, "Oh, I just got this gig with Rick James and this girl group." And I was like, "Oh my God, how wonderful!" And I didn't ask her for a job about it. I was like, "What a great opportunity," because I was still pursuing the modeling in that there in California. But I just thought it was a wonderful opportunity for her. And then she and I went out one night and we started dancing. And she knew I was a model and she saw my portfolio and everything. And she saw me dancing and everything. And she went back. She says, "Wow, you got enough rhythm for 10 N words." And I always say that. And she called Rick and she told him about me.
Mm.
And then I had 3 interviews with Rick's brother, Leroy Johnson, who I absolutely love and thank to this day for interviewing
Okay.
me. He ran Mary Janko Productions, and he was a lawyer. And I had 3 interviews with him, and then eventually he took me shopping because I didn't have much clothes. I came there with nothing. I came with like maybe two pair of
Wow.
jeans, a pair of heels, and you know.